Hey guys, coming on in here, and I'm super excited to share something incredibly powerful with you this beautiful afternoon. So a lot of people know that I've never taught this really before, so I'm going to teach this today with a little bit of a caveat, okay? So today I'm going to share with you step by step how to build a social media manager portfolio. This works if you have freelance skills, if you design websites, if you do graphic design, if you're a writer, if you do video editing, all of the above, okay? So step by step how to build basically a portfolio. It's not just social media. So as you hop on, say hello. Now here's the thing, you guys, I'm gonna be super honest with you about this. I don't personally think that building a portfolio is the best way to build a business, okay? So I'm gonna be super honest about that because at the end of this video, I'll share with you guys a way that I believe actually works better than using a portfolio to get clients. So this is a decent starting step, but this is not the end all be all. And the truth is you guys are looking for ways to build portfolios. So I'm going to share with you how I would do it if I needed to build a portfolio, but I just want to make sure you all catch this. I do not teach to build portfolios, at least not the way that you're expecting. So as long as you guys are cool with that, drop a yes in the chat so that I know in the comments, so that I know that you hear me when I say there's a better way than building a portfolio, but there are several ways that you can build a portfolio to support or augment your work. But most of the time, if you are having to convince your client with portfolio work after you send the proposal on over, you are chasing your clients. You are still convincing your clients. And we want to shift that entire dynamic into an amazing partnership. Drop a yes if you're like, that's exactly what I want. So my disclaimer is that there is a better way, but since you guys are looking for this, I'm going to go ahead and share this, but stick with me till the end, okay? All right, so let's dive on in. Now here's the thing. Sometimes people are going to ask to see your portfolio for one major reason. And I want to be super honest about this. If people ghost after you share your portfolio and your work, there's one of two reasons. One is, okay, I'm going to give the easy answer first, and then I'll give the tough answer. Cool? Let me know if you're fine with this. It's going to be a little tough love, so don't listen if you don't like a little bit of tough love. So one of the reasons may be that they weren't actually on board and wanting to work with you, and saying send me your portfolio is a way of deferring the decision to later. And sometimes those work out, but most of the time they're just going to disappear and ghost. Not the coolest thing in the world, right? But some people have a really hard time saying no, and some people are too busy to say no. So they straight up just say, can you send me your portfolio or examples of your work? And then they're just going to disappear after that. That is one option. The second option is, here's the tough love. You sent your work over and they're like, actually, this is just terrible and not even close to the realm of what I'm looking for. And the tough part is you don't necessarily know what it is until later on. So you can always follow up with people who have ghosted you after you send your portfolio and ask, hey, question for you. Is there a reason you didn't move forward, or reason you didn't move ahead? And I'll talk about at the end of this video how to entirely shift that dynamic, okay? Because I don't send portfolio work for one major reason, and that is what I'm going to share with you guys at the end. So here's the thing though, some people are sometimes looking for examples of the type of work that you do because they are trying to weed out the talent that doesn't create great work. Now, I've worked with a lot of freelancers and social media managers, and very rarely, thankfully, have I come across really bad work that was just not even close to up to par. And it's really hard because I think truly anyone can develop their skill set, but very rarely do I come across someone where their work is just so bad that it's like, I love you so much. I don't think that this is the right path for you because it's just not clicking. That would be like me and interior design. I'd have zero eye for it. My mom decorates my office because she's amazing. So here is one way that I would do this, a step-by-step of how to build up your portfolio, okay? Are you still with me? Let me know that you're still here. So number one, and this is my absolute favorite besides number 5, okay? So I'm giving you guys 5 ways that you can build your portfolio. So number 1 is to turn around and create 3 to 5 mock-up images for their business. Cool? Now here's the tough part about this. If people are asking for portfolio work or examples of your work, they're not already fully on board. But you can create 3 to 5 mock-ups for their business, and this is going to show an eagerness and excitement. Hey, I actually can't share my client work with you. I have an NDA signed, but here are 3 to 5 examples of what I would do if I were running your Instagram. Okay, this can sometimes really work. Sometimes people can be super impressed. Not to mention, this brings into play the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity is very powerful. And basically, when you give someone something for free, oftentimes they are excited about that and they feel like they're more likely to work with you than someone else who did not give them something for free. So feel free to do that, but remember, it's open palm. So even if they were to take those samples or those examples and run with them and use them, you have to give with an open palm. So that is method number 1. Drop a 1 if you're like, okay, I can see how that would work. So creating 3 to 5 mockups for that prospective client's business. Drop a 1 if you are like, yes, I totally see that and that's a possibility. Number 2, and stick with me to the end. I'm sad for the people who aren't paying attention till the end because they're gonna miss out on the best part of all of this where we flip the entire dynamic. So number 2 is creating examples based on businesses you like. Now, you have to be super clear about this. There is no intent of deception here. Got it? No intent of tricking clients or making people think that you work with companies that you didn't work with, okay? So what I like to do is I like to say, I can't share with you my clients' work because that's proprietary for them. But what I can do is I can show you some mockups that I created for several businesses and what I would do if I were running their X, Y, and Z. Got it? This is one of my faves. I think this is really fun. Actually, all of these are my faves, all the ones I'm sharing today. So drop a 2 if you're like, that's totally something I could do. Create those examples based on businesses you like. So be like, if I ran Pepsi's Instagram, here are the mockups that I would create, or here's the type of content I would create for them. Okay, so drop a 2 if you're like, I can see that. That's actually kind of a cool idea. I didn't think of that before. Number 3. Now, the next 2 that I'm going to share with you guys, number 3 and number 4 are not my favorites, but they can work. I want to be super clear. Just because something isn't my favorite doesn't mean it can't work. So I'm going to share these as options, but still not my fave. So number 3 is to offer free work to 3 to 5 businesses. Now, I'm going to give you a huge heads up. If you're offering free work, make it a lot shorter than you think. A lot of times people are like, I'll work for you for free for a year or 3 months or whatever. And then they completely burn out and end up not getting referrals or testimonials. So do not give a super long open-ended window for free work. You could say, hey, could I create a couple of images for your Instagram? Could I write a sample email for your list and you can try it and see how it works? So you can actually offer to work for free for 3 to 5 businesses and turn that into your portfolio. Remember, it's not my favorite way. And remember that most of the time, those clients who once received something for free in that capacity are going to be used to getting it for free. That is not the same thing as law of reciprocity. It is a wallet contracted is difficult to reopen. Got it? So basically, if you offer someone a service for free, they're less likely to pay for it in the future. So not my fave, but it works. Drop a 3 if you're like, I can see how that would work. And number 4, still not my favorite. We're about to get to my favorite and then we will flip the entire dynamic. So number 4 is offering discounted work for 1 month only to get portfolio work. Hey guys, I'm actually doing portfolio work. If you know someone who would like to build their Instagram, I'm taking on 3 clients at a discounted rate in exchange for me being able to use their work and their testimonials in my portfolio. Cool? So this is another option that does work. Still, once again, not my favorite. Comment below if you're like, I can see how that would work. Drop a 4 if you're like, I can totally see how that would work. But do you guys understand why that one's not my favorite? Those 2, number 3 and number 4, they work technically, but it does change dynamics. And once you have devalued what you do by giving it for free or super discounted, most of the time you're not going to be able to flip that client into a premium or a paying client even. Number 5, so drop a 4 if you can see logically how that would work. Number 5, this is big. You can share your client's work, but I'm going to have a huge caveat here. And here's why. Every time that I share who I work with, literally every single time, a whole slew of people who do exactly what I do go and intentionally try to work with that client. It's technically called poaching, which is fine, whatever. But all of this to say, I do not share who my clients are until we've successfully delivered and completed our work together. I used to in the past, and I no longer do this. So I 10 out of 10 recommend that you only share your clients' work once you're done working with them. Drop a 5 if you understand why this tip is so valuable. This step is so important because, I mean, do I love that people do that? No. Does it keep me on my toes? Yeah, sure. But I'm not going to broadcast who my clients are because then people are going to intentionally look to actually actually take those clients from me. So I don't share who my clients are until we've successfully completed a contract. You guys catch why that is so important. Now let's talk about how to shift the entire dynamic, okay? And this is how to win before you arrive. Who here says like, yep, that's exactly what I need? Okay, so this is big. The past few weeks, we have been hosting an incredible accelerator, and it was really powerful. But one of the biggest things, this is a huge takeaway that so many people had from this event, is that ultimately, if you are not getting the yes, and if clients are like basically needing more convincing, if they're needing a portfolio, if they're needing testimonials all over the place, basically you're gonna feel like you're always chasing. And if you're chasing a client, you're still in convincing mode. It's like when you're playing tennis and you're coming from behind. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That feeling of like, I feel like I'm always behind. It's so frustrating, okay? So here's the crazy thing. When you're working from the place of portfolios, you're still convincing clients. And you want to actually do several things. I love this. Vicky says it was amazing, right? If you were a part of one of the Freelancer Accelerators, comment below, because I know that this is going to be a game changer. We've decided to host it again. So it is coming up shortly, and so I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for this. But basically what I want to teach you how to do, and yes, I teach this completely for free, is how to build in that parasocial relationship, which is a whole topic we'll dive into, how to make sure that you're never chasing clients, how to set up a winning cycle with your clients so that you're not convincing, but rather attracting and shifting the entire power dynamic. People don't really ask for testimonials or references or case studies from me. They don't ask for, they don't ask me to convince them. And if they do, I already know it's not going to be a good fit because I have not won before I arrived. So if you need to experience that in your life, the accelerator is 1000% free. There's not a single upsell in that funnel. You are literally welcome to join us. So check out the link beneath this video. We've got in the bio or in the comments the link to sign up for the next Freelancer Success Accelerator, because I know that it's really powerful and it shifts the entire dynamics. So if you're still operating from the place of not following my strategies, that's okay. And you can build portfolios and you can chase and convince and lowball and cut your prices and try to make these clients work with you. Or you can totally flip the entire power dynamic and be on an equal playing field with your clients, which is honestly what we deserve. It's a partnership. It should be an equal playing field. So if you want to completely shift that dynamic, check out the link to join the Freelancer Success Accelerator. But in the meantime, until you decide that you're like, okay, Rachel, I've watched enough of your videos, I'll go ahead and jump on in. Feel free to build out that portfolio. I will catch you guys later. Bye for now.